Okay, what can we talk about now? Oh yeah, I have seen that lady with her dog several times here. Usually she would be reading while browsing on her mobile, and with the dog just, sitting with her on the bench by her side. Chucky, Lizzie, Chucky, Kulogri. And this one just wants to go left, right. She will not stick to one side of the path. So yeah, I believe I haven't mentioned, maturantski izlet. So when in gymnasium and secondary vocational schools, when you in the 4th grade, when you are finishing your education, there is the last test, which is called matura in Slovene. So in my case, I had Slovenian language as my mother tongue. Then you had math, English as my foreign language. Then I had two other subjects. Each had to pick 2 other subjects, and I had sociology and history, of course. So matura is then consists with you successfully passing all 5 subjects, and let's say for your 3 core subjects, so your mother tongue, your foreign tongue language, and math. You have a written and oral exam, but for the for sociology you had a written exam and like a research paper to do, and for history it was just written exam, if I believe correctly. So you pass that, and then even before you basically start the 4th grade, it's tradition to go on, let's say, farewell trip, which is usually a week-long trip. And in our case it was basically on the first week of the 4th grade, so basically we started a little bit later. Danes ni kužeta. She's looking for the yellow lab, but he's not here. Pridi, Lizzie, ni ga danes, kužeta ni. Liza, kužeta ni. And usually this is official school activity, which means it's organized by the school, and of course teachers are also involved. They go along as chaperones, as observers, to maintain discipline. And usually, because this is let's say quite a big deal, and at that point a lot of people are already 18, which means that usually in like 99% of the time you go abroad. So at my gymnasium it was usually tradition before us that the classes would, or whole generation or individual classes in the generation would go to Greece. They would, because this would be in the start of the September, which means majority of people would leave at that point, so the prices were more affordable. Usually it would mean that they would go down with planes and back using a ferry, because Slovenia has a little bit of coastline on the Adriatic Sea. But in our case this was not possible, because our predecessors, so those that were previous year that went on the trip, on the way back they basically got drunk on the ferry and caused a little bit of incident. Apparently they destroyed a couple of seats, emptied the fire extinguisher, and basically petty acts of vandalism. But this resulted in the ban by the school of any future trips abroad using ferries, airplane, and also Greece. And which resulted that for my generation, so all, I think at least 3 classes of our generation, or all, it was pretty huge group that went. We had only possibility that our school allowed was to go by bus on so-called Adriatic highway, which is basically highway constructed. It's not really a highway, it's a freeway constructed during the Yugoslavia, and goes basically by the shore of Adriatic Sea from Slovenia down to Montenegro. So this was our option, and of course, because there was no alternatives, we took that option and went down. Okay, because this intro was a little bit longer, I will continue what happened on the actual trip in the next video. Liza is watching something.